Fox Business Alert, there's officially a new bull charging up Wall Street, the Peter Thiel-backed company Bullish. What a name is that? Bullish, the owner of CoinDesk, debuted on the New York Stock Exchange. It opened, so it gapped up to $90. It was priced $37. That is a huge jump right off the top. The stock electrifying the trading floor with shares surging right now 100%. After being halted earlier for volatility, the valuation stands right now at $13.16 billion. The crypto exchange company's IPO drew demand more than 20 times the supply. Bullish CEO Tom Farley, who's the former president of the New York Stock Exchange, said the company will serve as a bridge between Wall Street and blockchain. And in another trifecta of the convergence of Wall Street, Washington, and crypto, the Trump family's crypto business, World Liberty Financial, has struck a deal with Alt5 Sigma to set up a $1.5 billion so-called crypto treasury. So the digital asset infrastructure firm Alt5 Sigma will sell 200 million shares in order to then buy 7.5% of the entire supply of World Liberty Financial's token, WLFI, which, by the way, is not yet available for public trading. But the idea is for Alt5 Sigma's platform to transform into an ecosystem that will back both WLFI and the Trump-backed stablecoin USD1. As part of Alt5's crypto treasury pivot, several executives from World Liberty Financial will join the board of directors. Two of them are key players, and they are here right now. Eric Trump and Zach Witkoff. They rang the opening bell of the NASDAQ this morning, and they are both here on set joining me now. World Liberty Financial co-founders Eric Trump and Zach Witkoff. Great to have you both.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having us.
That was an exciting moment today, ringing the NASDAQ bell.
Well, it's awesome, especially when you see the markets that are up, 440 points right now. So you want one of those days, Liz. You don't want the other day where the market's down 440 points. So
I can't tell you how many
we were
times.
Good luck or something.
Yeah,
so.
We always hear that on IPO day from CEOs. They say, the market is up. What certainly helps. But, Zach, make the pitch to our investor audience of why they should buy shares in Alt5 versus actually waiting to have the opportunity to buy the WLF coin.
It's a great question, Liz. So if you look at the pre-market of where our token is trading today, it trades somewhere between 35 cents and 90 cents. That represents a $35 billion fully diluted valuation to a $90 billion fully diluted valuation. If you take the average of where the token is trading in the pre-market, you come up with a valuation of around 56 cents. As you mentioned earlier, Alt5 is acquiring a significant block of our tokens at 20 cents, which represents a 64% discount from those numbers that I just quoted to you. That also means that based on yesterday's closing price, our net asset value is somewhere between 0.6 and 0.2, which is kind of unheard of.
So, Eric, if you could explain, though, and take that and take it a bit further. When you talk about the value for investors, again, because they can't buy a WLF coin at the moment, but they could buy shares in Alt5. So what is the extra that you say investors can get from owning a share of Alt5 versus waiting on the WLF coin?
Well, I think zoom out for a second. I mean, you're really bringing crypto to the traditional marketplace, which I think so many people want. Crypto is the fastest growing industry in the world right now. There's no question. The banks are so antiquated in this country. I mean, Liz, you covered it probably better than anybody. You know why the Trump family got into crypto, right? They deplatformed us. They took away our bank accounts. You had companies like Capital One who literally in the middle of the night I was getting letters saying, congratulations, 300 of your bank accounts are gone. You've had a perfect relationship with them for the longest period of time, but they're gone because we don't like the fact that your father wears a red hat that says Make America Great Again on it. And honestly, it forced our whole family, it forced us as a company to turn to an industry that we would have never been exposed to had it not been for debanking, had it not been for political weaponization. Now what you're doing is you're taking an industry that's just has explosive growth and you're bringing it to the equity markets. And I think it's an incredibly powerful thing. And when I say you're at the dial-up phase of crypto, you are. We have the fastest growing stablecoin on earth at World Liberty Financial. Everything is becoming digitized. Everything is becoming tokenized. We're making the big banks irrelevant, and it's an incredibly exciting time.
There is no doubt that crypto, digital money, is absolutely something that investors wanted to take part in, and it is growing exponentially, in part because of better regulation, clearer under this administration. But Zach, other than the fact that people feel that it's a way to, I guess, support the Trump family in getting one of these tokens. What are the reasons it would gain value relative to other crypto? Say, for example, XRP, because XRP actually has a function. It is the token of the Ripple blockchain. You know, Ethereum is the token of the Ether network. So what does this do?
Yeah, so
beyond just being, oh, hey, it's the Trump family coin?
So this is the governance token behind USD1. USD1 is our flagship product. Like Eric said, it's the fastest growing stable coin in the world. We're actually, we have way more market cap today than RLUSD. You just mentioned Ripple. Right now, we're blowing their stable coin out of the water, frankly. We have a little over $2.2 billion in market cap. We have over $500 million in volume a day. And right now, we're the second biggest Genius-compliant stablecoin. We have a lot more products that, you know, we plan on rolling out soon. A lot of them revolve around, you know, real-world assets. You know, Eric and his family own, you know, one of the best real estate portfolios in the world. You know, things like that, I think, are incredibly interesting to look at, you know, tokenizing. But World Liberty Financial, you know, is the governance token to our ecosystem. It lets you be an active participant in the ecosystem. So, you know, we think it's quite valuable, as does the market.
I'd be remiss, Eric, if I didn't bring up the sort of conflict of interest question. The Trump family is so intertwined in this, obviously, and you have access to your dad, who is formulating regulation, making all kinds of policy. How can you ensure and assure investors that this is fair, and assure competitors that you guys don't have some type of advantage with your proximity to your father, the President of the United States?
Well, Liz, we dreamed this up as we were sitting in a courthouse in Lower Manhattan when, you know, everybody was saying my father had a 0% chance of winning the presidential election because they were trying to indict him 91 times over absolute nonsense, right? I mean, this whole company was formed long before my father won the election, certainly long before he became president of the United States. My father, for the longest time, has been a massive crypto advocate, you know, because he's a practical guy who had his eyes open to the entire world and says, if America is not going to lead this revolution, guess who's going to do it? China's going to do it. The Middle East is going to do it. Somebody else is going to do it. But the reality is the banking system in this country is absolutely antiquated. It doesn't work. It's costly. It's slow as hell. You know, listen, be me for a second, right? I'm in the hospitality business. Try and send a swift wire transfer at 4 o'clock on a Friday. Good luck. You'll probably get it Monday afternoon. That's not real world, right? It's the banking system should be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It shouldn't take you 120 days to get a mortgage. The system is antiquated. It's slow. It's expensive. It discriminates massively against everybody. I mean, frankly, the people.
But you're saying that you have no special access to that gives you an unfair advantage.
The reason I would have never been in crypto had we not been debanked and deplatformed by absolutely everyone. If I wasn't getting the letters from Capital One saying, congratulations, 300 of your accounts are gone overnight, believe me, I wouldn't have found this industry. But this is an industry that within a year, everybody's going to be in. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody, every bank, every consumer, because this is just the way of the future. And it's an honor to be part of it. And frankly, I'm glad my father's leading the way on it, because otherwise one of the other countries would get it. And I'm glad I'm glad I look at the 401ks and I see how much they've gone up. And I'm glad I look at inflation and see how much it's gone down. I'm glad interest rates are going to come down. I mean, we're getting our country back. We were in a dark spot. You know this better than anybody. You cover the markets every single day. And
well, let me just be clear. Under Biden in the last year, the S&P had 56 record highs. But that said, I just think that this is an absolutely fascinating development. We just want to make sure that we do our due diligence for our viewers. Really quick as we finish up, Zach, I'll give you the last word on this. When will you be able to offer those WLF coins within this Alt5's platform?
You're saying when will WLFI be tradable?
Yes.
That's a great question. A lot of people are wondering, including the whole crypto community. What I will say, Liz, is that we had a governance vote from our token holders to make the token tradable. It did pass. And I would say it's coming, you know, very soon. I would say, you know, in the next few weeks.
Okay, come back. We want to be there when that happens.
We would love to, Liz.
Great to see you both. Zach Witkoff,
Thanks so much,
Eric
Liz.
Trump. Great to have you.